Well, I'm Joe Zavaglia, and I'm the owner and founder of From the Heart of Italy Italian Cooking School. And some people have asked me, well, Joe, why did you go from being a banker after 35 years to wanting to start your own Italian cooking school? For me, it's been a passion I've had for over 30 years. When I was a child, I remember I happened to be the youngest of the siblings, and when my older siblings were in school, I was at home with my mom, and my mom would take the bus or we'd drive to one of my grandmother's house. And both of my grandmothers immigrated from Italy, and they were fantastic chefs, and so was my mom. And so I would be the youngest, and I'd go along, and we'd normally go there and we'd cook something. And so rather than just sit around and watching, I would put an apron on and I'd cook with them. And I developed this passion for cooking that just stayed within me for years and years and years. And about 30 years ago, I happened to lose my parents and my grandparents all within about a 3-4 year time period. And so when you lose 6 people in your life that just were such an important part of your life, it was like, okay, I have a responsibility now of carrying on these traditions that I learned at a very early age. And I need to share them with my children and my grandchildren. And then I thought, well, why stop there? Because for me, cooking is really the expression of your love for others. And so if I really love cooking and I'm passionate about Italian food and my Italian heritage, why not share that with other people so that it could maybe make their lives a little bit happier, enhance the quality of their lives, if not enhance their waistline a little bit. So I started this Italian cooking school From the Heart of Italy 2 years ago, and I wanted to start out very slowly, but the whole idea was I wanted to make it a small class. I didn't want to have a class of 15 or 20 people. I did larger classes initially, and I was disappointed because I felt like I would go there and all I was doing was entertaining people throughout the class, and then I'd run into some of the students later on at the grocery store and I'd say, well, gee, did you make the gnocchi that we made in our class? And they said, well, no, I really didn't. And I'd say, well, why not? And they said, well, I really didn't get much of a chance to try it on my own, and you know, I just didn't have the confidence when I left to be able to prepare them. And so then I felt like, well, this is terrible because people are paying money to go to a cooking school and all they're doing is watching me cook, but they're not really learning. So I said, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to size down my program. I'm going to have no more than 6 people in a class. And I'm going to teach my students the same way my grandmothers and my mother taught me, and that was hands-on. And with a class of 6, it's plenty of students. It allows me the opportunity to really observe, make sure you're following the proper techniques and procedures for preparing different menus. When the students come in, we give them a list of here's the menu items we're going to prepare today. And then what I think is one of the most important things is we literally give them a step-by-step process of here's what you do first and here's what you do 20th, so that all 4 or 5 items on our menu, you can go home, prepare those, and know that they're going to turn out at the right time. Because that's always the difficult thing when you're doing a new recipe, is trying to get it to come out at the right time so that the pasta's done when the sauce is ready and when the meat's ready, you know, that type of thing. Now, some people say, why go to a cooking class rather than just get the recipes out of a cookbook? And I think that's a great question. In fact, I'm in the process of writing my own cookbook right now, and I've talked to a number of my students and other family members and friends. I said, what do you like about certain cookbooks and what do you dislike? And repeatedly what I hear is that people do not like cookbooks that don't have pictures in them, because you're being asked to prepare something that you've never seen before. And so for me, I happen to be a very visual learner. I'm someone that needs to have hands-on when I come to prepare something. And so in a cooking class, what we're doing is we're basically showing you the step-by-step process. Here's how you make this dish. The other thing I do in my class is I tend to share the family traditions. Where did this recipe come from? Where did I first learn it? You know, it was my grandmother who was from San Marco La Catala in Molise, and she said, this is how you make cavatelli, and this is the reason why you do it this way. And you don't use 2 fingers, Joe, you use 3 fingers when you turn them, because if not, it doesn't turn out right. It's that type of coaching. It's the little things that improve or enhance the quality of the meal that you're preparing.